Have you jumped in on the booty bandwagon? Maybe you're going for that Kim K or J-Lo look, or maybe you're just trying to learn how to use your glutes again after an injury. Well, you have come to the right place because today we are going over the ultimate booty band breakdown. Let's go. Hey prehabbers, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Dr. Adele Smenner here, and thank you for joining me for today's ultimate booty band breakdown. Today we're going to be teaching you how to maximize your health and take control of your booty gains. So we know there's a lot of bands out there. There's different sizes, different strengths, different materials. It's so easy to get overwhelmed. So today we are going to be going over how to use the bands, which bands you should be using, and why. More often than not, when we introduce a band into our booty workouts, we're aiming to target our glutes, our abductors and our external rotators. The way that works is that band pulls your knees into an internal and adducted position. That requires your external rotators and your abductors, that means your butt, to fight that force to push that knee out and keep your legs either in line or maybe a little bit more externally rotated. The great thing is it has that effect no matter where it is along your leg. The only difference about having it above your knee, below your knee, at your ankle is going to change the challenge of the exercise. So what I mean by that is by the closer the band is to your hip, the bigger advantage your hips have to work against the band. The further away it is, meaning all the way down to your ankle, now your band has the advantage because it has a longer lever arm. So that means your hips are going to have to work a lot harder to counter that internal and adduction force. All right? So again, depending on where you want your band to go, that's going to maybe dictate your exercise selection. It's going to dictate kind of the force on your hips and how hard you're going to have to work. So play around with it and follow along to learn how to use them even better. All right, so now that we've gone over a little bit about the band placement, let's figure out which bands we should be using for which workouts, because they're not all the same. All right, so here we have Michael. He's going to be demonstrating a bridge. So with this bridge position, he's holding an isometric, so a constant pull or push out against the band. So that's going to be a constant abduction force. So you'll notice he's not actually moving in or out with the band. So that's where these thick bands are going to come into play really nicely. However, let's have him do a clam where he's actually going to be moving into external rotation. And you're going to notice he's not going to be able to move very far. So it's actually going to really limit the functionality of the exercise and the muscle group that he's trying to target. So that's not to say that you're necessarily limited to the mat. So let's pop up, keep that band on. And we're going to go into a squat next. So again, this big, thick band is going to be really good for that isometric hold. So it works perfectly for a squat as long as you're not trying to go in and out all the time. Right? Looks perfect. And you're going to get that nice glute activation. Feel your butt burning? Oh, yeah. Perfect. All right, so now let's figure out what we should be doing with that clam. So let's take that band off. Let's drop back down and figure out which band we should be using. Ideally, you want to be using a band that looks kind of something like our hip and core system, or maybe these elastic bands for any of your glute exercises that you're wanting to move into internal and external rotation. However, unless you have extra leg hairs to spare, no, Kelly Clarkson! We all know that these are not anyone's favorite. So that's where these guys come into play. So what you'll notice is that now he has way more range of motion at his hips. So he's gonna get a lot better glute activation through his external range of motion as he opens in and out. And you're gonna get way more flexibility with your exercise selection here as well. So let's hold that open clam. And you're going to go into that internal rotation at the top, so that evil clam. And evil? Nice. So think about trying to do that with that big, heavy, thick band. Not going to work, right? All right. Butt warmed up? Pop back up. All right. So for the remainder of our standing exercises, right, unless we're not moving, we're going to want to stick with something, like we said, that has a little bit more give to it. So let's go ahead and think about some side steps, for example. So from there, yep, let's go all the way. And you're going to notice that's probably a little bit of an easy challenge. Okay. From there, we're going to move it down a little bit lower, so right below the knees. And that, again, we're going into a mechanical disadvantage for the hips and a mechanical advantage for the band. So that's going to make this a little bit harder. Nice. Tired yet? Tired. All right, too bad. We're going to keep going. Slide it back down to your ankle. So now, again, even a bigger advantage there. And you're going to notice that the range of motion is limited, but he's still really focusing on keeping those hips, the knees, and ankles all in line, trying to avoid that adduction and internal rotation again. All right, so try that with this band on your ankles and see how that goes. So again, remember, there's a time and a place for everything. It's not to say that any of these bands are good or bad, but they're going to dictate the exercises that you're going to be able to do with them. Try it at your ankles. we'll call that a side waddle, right? He's not really getting anywhere with this. So again, limiting the function of the exercise. So depending on the exercise that you're wanting to do, that should help dictate the band you want to use. But we also know that not everyone has unlimited access to hundreds of different kinds of band. So let's say that this is all you have, right? This guy, and you don't want to pull out lots of leg hair with it anytime you use it. Fun fact, we're actually going to put it at your feet. So a lot of people don't know that the feet are actually a fourth option, right? You have above the knee, below the knee, and the ankle. Putting it at the foot actually adds an extra rotational component to your glute exercises. Yep. So it's actually working the transverse plane and also actually works your ankles a little bit more. So if you're recovering from like an ankle sprain as well, this is going to be a really, really good exercise to target the outside of your ankle as well. And you get extra work for your butt too, right? It's a booty burn workout. Hey prehabbers, thank you for joining us today for the Ultimate Booty Band Workout. Hopefully you're walking away from this video having a better understanding of which bands you should be using, how to use them, and more importantly, why. So if you have any questions, follow up, drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, hey, you're still here. Thanks for watching the video and taking control of your health.
Make sure to smash that subscribe button and check out our other YouTube content.
And did you know that we have a website and an app that you can prehab your entire body? Be sure to check out the link in the description.